everyone. So you have been a lot asking for new YouTube videos. I'm sorry. I know that I have not been super active in the past weeks, months. I'm just really busy with my agency and affiliate websites. But today I decided to create a quick video on internal linking because I know that is a topic that is really important first, but I know that a lot of people are struggling also with that, and a lot of people are not doing it the correct way. So that's why I decided to create an informative videos for you explaining how to do it properly, the process of how I do it, and how I think you should do it as well, because I have really, really great results doing that. That is also the semantic friendly way to do that. And as you know, Google is using semantic search as part the algorithm. So doing that way is, in my opinion, the best way to do the internal linking of your sites. So in that video, I will explain you the process, and I hope it will be able to help you in this understanding better the process and how you can do it on your own. So I will try to do it, explain it the more simple as I can, and then yeah, let's start. Uh, so what are the goals of internal links? The goals of internal links are first, create relationship between your content topics and their subtopics. Okay. And then when you have created the relationship between your different piece of content, you have to give context to those relationships. Okay. That is where most people fails. First, find the relationships and then give the right context. Okay. Everything is very, very important. If you watch Google News, you will see that Google say often the best anchor text have context. So keep that in mind. The context is, it will explain the relationship between the two topics and what they are about. So I will come back to this later in the video. And then finally, we have, of course, transfer link juice, link equity, whatever the terms you are using. We want that the link juice flow across the website. So internal links are great for that. Like you said, you have added a notes. Uh, Actually, there is a lot of people that are using different terms for that, mainly due to Curry semantic SEO course. So it's why I will tell you that contextual bridge is another terms for internal linking. But honestly, it's been years that we use internal links as a term, and I don't see why we should change. Contextual bridge is just like scientific terms for semantic in the patent, etc. It's not something that really people use. But yeah, I still explain it because I want you to understand what it is and what it does reference. So contextual bridge is the same as internal linking. Okay. So creating relationships. So how we do to create a relationship? Well, simply in connecting your subtopics to your main topics. That's so simple. I will explain you with visual infographics that I have released my Photoshop skills to create it, so please don't laugh. But yeah, I think visual will help a lot of people to understand. Again, different terms that are most people use right now is for determine what are subtopics. They use the context micro context, and then for the main topics they use macro context. But again, even Google used the terms topic, so I don't see why we should change that. So yeah, so that is how we do to create relationship. So let me give you a great visual explanations of how you can achieve that. So in that sorry, in that example, I have created mini clusters on fishing reels. with just 6 articles, 6 keywords, just to give you an example of how you can do it. Okay, so you have to determine first what will be your main keyword. So what will be the most important keyword in your cluster? Okay, so let's say that I use best spinning reels as a main keyword because it's probably the one that have the most volumes. I did not check, it's just a per example, so don't take it. But yeah, so the way it works, let's say that I have an article on tips of fishing reels. And that article, I will have 3 subtopics, which is spinning reels, fly fishing reels, and bait casting reels. Those subtopics need to be connected to their main topic. Okay, that is how you will build topical authority. Listen, because that is important. To gain topical authority, you have to connect all your subtopics to a main topics to go in depth with that topic. So let's say that my 3 main topics here, we have already connections. So I have found keywords where I can associate them, and then I will have the best fly fishing reels, best spinning reels, and the best bait casting reel. I have created nice arrow just to show you the connection so you can understand probably how the relationships are made between the different piece of content. Just to save time, I have just set generic subtopics for all keyword except the one because I wanted to show you how you expand that to other piece of content of your clusters. So let's say that in my articles here, I have the keyword, the main topic is best bait casting reels. But in that article, I will have the subtopics casting distance, frame materials, and how to clean the bait casting reel, something like that. Okay. Then the subtopics cleaning. What I will do is I will go on Ahrefs, I will or SEMrush, whatever you are using, and I will just look for keywords that are related to clean and fishing reel or bait casting reels, whatever I can find. I will strategically take a keyword that ideally have good volume of keywords, but it's not really important the volume because a lot of people will just not cover the keywords because they think the volume is not big enough and it's not worth it. But forget about that because for gaining topical TT, you have to cover everything. Okay, so if every of my best fishing reels article, so that 3-1, okay, I have a subtopics on frame materials, I should have dedicated articles on the frame materials for fishing reel and then link back to them to my different articles. That is important. And the same error for casting distance because I had a subtopics on casting distance. I expand with another article that I will add to my cluster on how to improve your casting distance. So that way you will be able to build a list of subtopics for all your main topics and expand your clusters that way. So your cluster at the end could probably have 50 articles, 100. It depends on the size of your the probability of the size of the topics you are working on. So that is how you have to build internal links. So start with a seed keyword, your PR keyword, then based on the subtopics that you will have to find for this one, you will create new articles based on those subtopics, and then so on. You will expand your cluster like that. So like I have explained, if you have tip of fishing reel, let's say that it's my PR articles just to start, and then I determine that I have 3 subtopics on there. Okay, and you will probably ask me in the YouTube comments, but how you find your subtopics? That is easy. You have to determine the search intent of the keywords. So if you look on Google, tips of fishing reels, and then you analyze the search results. What people are looking for? What are the subtopics that they are interested to learn from when they search for this specific query in Google? And based on that, you will be able to create your outlines for your content and determine what are the subtopics for the main topic. That is how you will do that. So let's say that to come back, I have my P article. That is my first keywords that I start my topic cluster with that one. And then I determine that I have 3 subtopics from there. And then I will give you that one as example because it's the only one that I have just set subtopics to show you. But let's say that that is the first subtopics that you want to cover. So you have to find keywords that you will be able to create. It can be more, of course. It can be 2, 3, 4 articles. It depends based on that subtopics, and you will create a dedicated articles on that. Okay, so in that case, for me, the most important keywords that I could target for the subtopics of best casting reels was best casting reels. So right now I'm come back to my next keyword that I will add to my clusters. And then from there, again, I do the search engine analysis. I find the subtopics to cover, and I find out that I have to cover casting distance, which is why I have create a new articles on how to improve your casting distance. And then I have another one that is frame material. So the same principle, I will look for a keyword that is related to that. It can be best frame materials for fishing reels. It can be also, I'm not an expert in fishing, but probably there are different tips of reels, like, I don't know, aluminiums or different materials. So it could be probably just an article like that, like aluminiums versus, I don't know, another materials reels, and that is your keywords. And then these subtopics could link to this. And that will be the connection, the relationship between your subtopics and your main topics. So basically what you are trying to achieve here is to, when Google will crawl your clusters, it will have relationships for all your subtopics. And then for all subtopics, it will have a dedicated articles that will cover that main topic in depth. And everything will be internally linked through with the, it will make the relationships. And for the context, you will use the anchor text for that. So Google, when it will crawl your whole topic cluster, it will understand perfectly what your whole topics is about, and you will gain topical utility because you will have covered everything. So keep that in mind. Start with one keyword, then find the subtopics, try to find keywords for every subtopic and scale that way to a decent size of clusters. Normally, I start between probably 20 to 30 articles per clusters, depending on the size of the topics. And then I publish that. And if I realize that the topical authority for that specific topic need more work, I would just extend that cluster later. But if you have the budget, I just suggest to go all in and go with the first time, because it's much more easier to prepare everything at first and then just publish than going later and adding more content and doing more manual stuff. So that is how you create relationships. So I hope you like my Photoshop skills. And then now, another important step is adding context for your relationships. So Google say it every time. The best anchor texts are the ones that have context. It's important when Google will crawl your internal link. It needs to understand the relationship between the subtopics and the topics. So that is important. So when building the map of your internal link is done, so that is exactly what we have done here. You can do Google Sheet for that, whatever software you prefer. Once you have done your map, you have to find the anchor text that you will use for every relationship. So here, fly fishing reels relationship with best fly fishing reels, I will have an anchor text here that will add context between those elements. So that is something you will have to do for every connections you have in your internal linking plan. Okay. Uh, yes. So to add context, you will use NLP friendly anchor text. I have already write an article on that on my website. You can see the link in the descriptions of that YouTube video. But GPT-4 is really good for that because it's really understand semantic perfectly. It's trained based on semantic, and it really understand all the terms that you can tell him. So to me, GPT-4, and honestly, don't go cheap. Don't go with GPT-3 or even GPT-3.5. It's really bad compared to GPT-4. It's really worth it to pay for GPT-4. The quality is really at another level, and for this, it's really important that the quality of your data is great. Okay. Uh, so I will show you how you can leverage GPT-4 to generate anchor text. So here is the prompt. It's super simple. It just start with act as a semantic SEO expert. Below is the outline of my main topic. So remember, for every keywords you will find, you have to first do the search intent analysis to then create the outlines. And after that, you will be able to find out the subtopics and create your relationship. So it's a step-by-step process. So at this point, you should have the outlines ready for all your keywords from your clusters. Okay. So then you will have below is the outline of my main topics. I just forget here is you have to add topics and then outlines of that specific topics, and then you continue with in this outline I have a sections subtopics that I want to connect with the topic main topic. Please suggest me a list of NLP friendly anchor text for the internal linking. Okay, and here we go. Yeah, sorry, I just duplicated that one. That is the correct one. So yeah, so oops. Okay, so please suggest me a list of different anchor text, and then I finalize with use bullet list format and only provide lists of anchor text in lowercase, nothing else. And here we go. So right here I have my prompt. So like you see here, what I wanted is to connect, I don't know, I don't want to hide here. Okay, so in that is my outlines for the main topic here. So for that topics, best bait casting and reels, you have my outlines here. So based on the search intent, that is what I realized that would be the perfect outline because it covered everything that user want to know. So that is perfectly optimized for search intent. So like I told you, in that sections, I have a section that is how to maintain and clean your bait casting and reel. And like you see here, that is my subtopics here on cleaning that will link to how to clean fishing reel. Okay, so right here what I ask is below is the outline of my main topic, best bait casting reels, and then below I say I have a sections how to maintain and clean your bait casting reel that I want to connect with the topic how to clean your fishing reel. So basically what I asked is in that article, in that specific sections, which is about cleaning bait casting reel, I want you create a context, an anchor text that will add context between that subtopics and the main topics here, which is how to clean fishing reel. And that is important that you provide the whole outlines because GPT-4 have to analyze the whole thing to understand better what it will be about. And then here we go. GPT-4 will generate you a list of anchor tags that are NLP friendly that will validate the relationship between the subtopics and the main topics with adding a lot of context. So there is a few one like maintaining your bait casting reel, cleaning your bait casting reel, proper care, step-by-step guide to cleaning, procedure to maintain your fishing reel. All those things will really create, officialize the connections between your two topics, and then add context for Google when it will crawl your links. And also not for just Google, because you add context for your users, because we primarily focus on users and Google second, but both are really important. So that way you can really create amazing internal linking plan with great anchor text and have really great results from that. So to finalize some important internal linking rules, make sure to don't have any offline articles. So your clusters, if you have 20 articles, you must have at least one internal link to each. Okay, that is really important. Never have orphan pages on your website. It's not good for SEO, and just Google don't like this as well, because if you have orphan content, Google will just think it's not important content, and probably it will not really care about it much as it should, like it will have a lot of internal link. Also, all topics must have relationship connections with subtopics. So that comes to what I told you. Uh, Based on my subtopics here, let me remove that down. Every subtopics for every of my articles, if I want to gain topical utility, I need to have a dedicated articles that will talk about the subtopics in depth and create a relationship between both. Okay, so like here, I'm talking about the casting distance, and then I will link to how to improve your casting distance article, which is highly rated with that. So that is really, really important. Okay, don't forget that. Uh, I recommend using at least one exact match keyword uh, part of your plan. So if you have 4 to 5 internal links to specific articles, you can then take like 3 or 4 anchor text just by ChatGPT, GPT-4. It will be enough for Google to have context between your different topics, and then you can use one of those anchor texts as an exact match keyword that will target exactly your main keyword. That's what I do, and honestly, I have seen really a big difference doing that. Uh, you can also probably at a later stage uh, target more keywords through exact match keywords. So let's say that you target 2 or 3 different keywords on your articles, or you rank for hit, and you have many keywords that you are like sitting on page position number 5, number 10, something like that. You can add those exact match as an in text to your clusters to boost those keywords, but just make sure that you have enough anchor text that add context between your relationships. So don't go only on exact match, really go with maybe 50-50. Personally, I prefer like 60-70% that are great anchor text to add context, and then 30% that are exact match keyword that I'm trying to rank. I think it's a good balance. And the P article should have more internal links than any other articles under your cluster. So that is why I told you earlier in the video, set a P article, ideally the one that is really important for you. So in that case, because I want to generate affiliate commission, let's say that it is my site about fishing stuff. For me, I would probably take the keywords that have the most traffics and money keywords, because I want to generate money. I guess that will probably be best spinning reel. but whatever it is, try to determine one that is strategic for you, and make sure that this one receive the more internal links across your cluster. That is important, that Google understand that this is your the most important articles from all your clusters. You will just increase your chance to rank that article. And if your goal is to make money with affiliate commission or whatever, it's a good thing to use money keywords as a PR articles. So that is, guy. I hope you will enjoy the explanations and that my video will be helpful to all of you. Goodbye.